Hey, I'm ElusiveKev, Mr. Cole, and welcome back to Valentino Rossi, the game. As last time out, we took part in the Monza Rally. It was full of loads of frills and sprills and double chicanes, single chicanes. We were some fast times as well as we built to an epic climax. But now, we're building to the epic climax of the season and the event. I was looking forward to the motion in the last video. We're finally going to do the Enduranch flat track. As what bike are we going to be on? The Yamaha, KTM, Honda or TM Racing? Well, I think in deference to our manufacturer team in the MotoGP Championship, we're going to stick with the Honda. And here we go, we're going to be partnering with Rossi for the Enduranch. It's only a race, it's 12 laps long. It's hard A difficulty, it's pro physics. Let's see if my guy will be as happy at the end of this race.
In December each year, we celebrate the end of racing with the Enduranch. As well as being a fixed date for the entire academy, it's also my favorite race. Unlike the others, the Enduranch is raced in teams. Each team is made up of 2 riders who alternate on track. It starts on foot. The first to ride starts on the opposite side of the track, while the other rider holds the motorbike. When the first rider has completed the turn, he enters the side lane to be replaced by the other rider. But before leaving, the second rider must ensure that the time transponder has been put on the bike. Be very careful when you are racing, because if you miss a change of your companion, you only have 1 lap to catch up. If not, you will be disqualified. According to the length of the race, each team has a number of changes and laps to do. And obviously, the winner is the first to finish them.
Very interesting stuff is there. Is Rossi holding my bike? And now I am preparing to run. Am I actually going to have to do the running? Let's see. 1. Leg it. Oh, I won't have to do the running. Thank God for that. That's 3 laps for the rider change. And here we go. We're getting away in the lead. Of course, we're in the lead. Oh, no. I totally forgot I have to turn right at the first corner. I do drop down to 5th. Oh, getting the back end out. Has he got... Is that car there? The legend? The motocross legend? Look at this, we've got cross branding. That's Antonio Carly. He's an 8-time world motocross champion. Won 6 titles in a row at the beginning of this decade and just before it. His run got ended in 2015 by Roman Faber, partly due to the Italian being injured as well mid-season. But it's fantastic to see he's in this race. As we're trying to get our comeback on, we're down in 10th. We're missing segments of the track. We're now last, behind Vettel. As it's been a bit of a while since I've been in the old flat tracks. I've been used to the MXGP bikes, been used to the 4-wheel action as well, the drifting, the rallying as well in the last episode. So, it's been a while since we've been on these flat track bikes. As we muscle our way past, I think that's Fanati, out of last place, and now we're pushing wide someone as well. So now it's Vettel. As we go across the line onto the second lap. Getting a bit better now, we're catching up to Foggia. Look at everyone just lounging to our left hand side now. Waiting for the change. Interested to see what the change looks like. It's probably going to be automated again, a bit like the start. Well, that's a pretty cool start though. You know, old style Le Mans start. which I used to do before the cars got a bit too powerful to do that. Oh, we get it sideways. Oh, someone's stopped on the apex. Don't mind me, I'll go through the middle of you. Look how sideways we are. We're getting into the spirit of this thing now. You remembered what we have to do on this flat track bike. As we're ahead of a Rossi behind. Diving down the inside. Oh, that was a dive bomb and a half. But just like the last corner at Jerez, it worked. So there we go, we're behind the legend in 6th. Head of to Baldy. Oh, he wants some action back. Now we're behind Fanati now. That wasn't Fanati at the back then, as Morbidelli and Balega are still battling for the top spot. You can see all three, the top three all together riding together. They're going to dive down the inside here. Of course we are. I'll dive down the inside of both of you and into 4th. As they also got Marini in that front 3. You can see they're riding like a motorcycle gang in formation in front, aren't they? Marini apparently did the fastest out of the race. No, I did by like 3 seconds. Very long circuit, over 1 minute 50 seconds long. I believe the next lap we have to do the rider change. We definitely get the hang of this now, flat track riding again. I do enjoy this. Anything that makes me go sideways, it's pretty nice. Apart from when I'm being pushed sideways. Burnout. But with MXGP, Dirt Rally, or any rally game, WRC6 as well, Seb Loeb Rally Evo. Like I haven't really played that much. The Richard Burns Rally, yeah, or maybe go sideways, or put a smile on my face. Like this flat track riding. And sometimes I do it, of course, on the MotoGP bike as well. Not as successfully as this, as we're just sitting behind Morbidelli at the moment. We've got an almost 2-second gap behind. Oh, so that was nicely backed into that corner. As Marini now leads, so me get past Morbidelli, and oh, almost into the back of Balega. Very talented teenager in front of us. I'm always clipping round, and hey, Morbidelli, getting the elbows out. Didn't like our move, and oh, we're down. Thank God we didn't lose too much. Not a top 5 spot. As we're going round the outside. They only lost a few seconds, which of course Rossi will make up, because this is his game. You know, he's probably programmed to be like 10 seconds faster than anyone else. As we've got to do the rider change. Let's follow them in. As we go into auto drive. What is my guy doing? Oh, look at this, we get to see the dude. Oh, he's moving the transponder. What action. And now we get the riders Rossi. This is pretty nice. So now he's definitely not programmed to be 10 seconds faster than he was. He's probably 10 seconds slower than everyone else with me controlling him. We've got Baldassari in front. I guess he's a teammate of Morbidelli. Would make sense. And of course, in these flat track races, when we're riding with Baldassari, we're punting him. And we're looking round his outside, or inside, then the outside, now the inside again. Bit of the outside, no, looking down the inside. Oh, make the move. Respect your elders, Baldassari, definitely did there. So easy for the AO to just move across on me there. But good to see they didn't. You know, some racing games they would. It's got Migno in front, battling for the lead. Has he taken it into the slow left-hander? I think he has. And Scalby? Once again, that's your reminder that I'm terrible at pronouncing names. Oh, we get into the back. Right in front. But this is going to be a nice long race though. 4 laps of an almost 12 laps of an almost 2-minute long course. Hope you got the popcorn out. Which is now just making me hungry for popcorn. Probably not a good idea at the moment. So less than a second behind Migno. He's flying out front. Even though we've done the fastest lap, apparently. Once again, we're probably just going to sit behind and in that lap before we have to pit. That's when we unleash hell. Go for a fast one, like we did with my character. Not bad for a 44-year-old, you know, opening the stint of the race. Even had to sprint at the beginning. Somehow didn't injure his hip. That would have been a great animation. Sorry, I've withdrawn from the Enduranch race because of a hip injury at the beginning of the race. I didn't warm up enough. That's a Rossi move. Dive bombing from way back. Doing a bit of a block pass as well. As you go around the outside and take the lead for Migno. Now he's fighting back. Have to give him the space. You always have to leave the space. I don't know why I did it in an Italian accent when I think it was Fernando Alonso who said that way back when he was fighting Nico Rosberg, I think, at Bahrain. You always have to push like a hell. There we go. See, Arno truly said that. It's probably even more offensive actually. That accent now. As you sit in second place behind Migno. I'm going to quit doing accents and pronouncing names, I think, the rest of this race. Just concentrate in the second half of this race of winning this thing. For a race of actual length as well. God, my guy's going to be so tired at the end of his second stint. Sure, Rossi won't, as, hey, get out of it. Because you lose time to Bingo in that first part of that, but now we gain it all back in this section where for some reason they almost seem to stop starting some corners. Here's the corner. But, oh, Migno actually took that nicely. Look at that sideways. Oh, that's too sideways. Don't look at that sideways, that was horrific. As you drop down to 4th. Bit of a field spread going on after the first changes. So despite losing again a few seconds, we're just down to 4th. So battling for it. Like what we did last time. He's got Baldessari over a second back. So he's kind of dropped back in this stint. Baldessari. Oh, Morgan was dropping back down to 6th as we take back our podium spot. This is the lap where we want to push as well. Final lap of our stint with Rossi. And of course our OP grip hacks, which somehow failed on this lap. Here we go through this left-hander. Reminds me so much of the Sonoma left-hander. Of course that's on tarmac, but that same kind of long radius corner at high speed. Don't want to be drifting in IndyCar like this around there, but it's spectacular seeing those cars take that corner. I can't imagine seeing it in real life. I would love to. So here we go, cheeky pass up to second as we enter the pit lane and the changeover. Here we go, get the old cinematic going, get that guy moving the transponder. Oh, the best action of the race so far was that transponder change. Here we are, out in 3rd place, so we're in the second half of this race. We've got Morbidelli up to 5th. There's a horrible change behind for someone. The guy who was in 3rd. Let's look at this, of course we're behind the motocross legend. I said I would give up pronouncing names, so I'm not going to say his name, but we're going to be chasing him down, this, that. Chasing down the kind of motocross team in front. As I was not inside the cones, I was over them. For some reason that's fine. It's, oh, needed to brake way more into that left-hander. Now we go up the hill. This corner is kind of a reverse of the one at Barcelona in that final sector. After you have that tight hairpin at the back straight, which begins with that incredible cancer corner, that right-hand flick over the hill. Like 150 miles per hour, probably even more in this year's cars, which we're going to see soon, of course, in real life. Or would have already seen. Once you've seen this episode, I'm recording it at the beginning of May. With the Spanish Grand Prix a week away, so you definitely would have seen that already. Oh yeah. Didn't. Oh god, I'm going the wrong way. No! He's concussed. Probably. In real life he probably would have been, because he really did flop onto his head. So we lose some seconds, but we only dropped down to third. And now we are definitely going to be pushing like a hell for the remainder of this race. If we want to win it at least. I think podium's pretty safe with our pace, but got to stop crashing, making mistakes. So stop dropping a few seconds every few laps. Especially in this section. Look at this, we're gaining buckets on second. Let's look at that, he really does stop at the top of the hill. We'll go through left and making sure we're not too sideways. Oh, we've done it again at the same spot. We did that in Rossi's stint, now we've done it again. We gained almost a second on second in that sector. That's a bit of a tongue twister. So we're in fourth, hunting down third, right on its tail. Did a dive bomb from hell. Push him wide. Thank you. That's my podium spot back. Use some of the dirt there to turn, a bit cheeky, but it works very nicely. As I said, 8 round the first gear there. It definitely seemed to work. Mighty traction. But I've been playing it safe in second all this time. Maybe I should just drop it down to first now. It's got Morbidelli and Marini, who are of course battling where we are in that first stint, down in 5th and 6th now. Also their partners kind of suffered in their stints. And so we go on to the final lap of our stint, our final stint in this Enduranch race. And we're second behind second. We've got to stop getting second. Close to second in the segments like that. Looking around the outside. Looking down the inside. Oh yes, that's a motocross move, using all of the track and some, using all the dirt. So definitely pushing on our final stint, lap of this stint, and final stint. Okay, this is a corner that's been causing us some trouble, and we slide wide again. But we just hold on this time as we're behind, but there you go by the number of the devil, it looks like. Again, using some of that dirt on the inside to help stop us turning the bike as well. As I said, really is effective with this bike, and it's allowed us to get the inside line for the next left and take the lead. And now we lead Belega by almost the devil's number. Or allegedly the devil's number. Isn't that still disputed? Is it 616 or 666 or 661? Or 1? Who knows? As going to the side left-hander. And now we can just gun it for the rest of this lap. fast corners. Oh, incredibly sideways. This time I do remember that you have to go right. Can't believe I forgot that on the first lap of this stint. It's not like we've done 6 laps round it already. Oh, I like that time. 51.8. Got a 2-second lead as he handed it over to Rossi for the final time. And we get to see our transponder go for the final time. Here we go. Oh, look at this. Oh, wonderful move. Yeah, definitely my guy claps that. Beautiful footwork and hand placement there. Move that transponder. As now here we go. On the 10th lap of this Enduranch race. The Doctor out in front. On his ranch. Sounds right, doesn't it? It's a bit OP. Our team is having the Doctor and Kev Camelot, the best 44-year-old to ever debut in the MotoGP class. The wet weather wizard practiced all his days, you know, that wet weather riding from his time in Monaco, swimming in the harbour. I don't know how it translates to the bike, but apparently it did. It definitely did show in Malaysia. So here we go with Rossi around this circuit, which has really grown on me. You know, perhaps wasn't the biggest fan of it in that first race, perhaps because I didn't know how to ride these bikes or ride around the circuit and memorise it, but these bikes have definitely become, I'd say, probably my favourite out of the non-MotoGP bikes, Moto2 or Moto3. Of course, I haven't driven the 500cc bikes yet. Driven the 125 and 250cc bikes, which actually a nice pleasant surprise. No, slightly toned down 500cc physics, it feels like. Particularly on the 250cc, which I guess is a bit like real life. What it used to be like, definitely from what Rossi describes in sort of intro videos, which sadly I can't show you, of course I'd be copyrighted, but he does say that in the intro videos of his historic races. And of course 125cc are more akin to, you know, Moto3 bikes. But I think I prefer the Moto3 bikes this year. Now they have taken that characteristic of being able to slide the bike slightly into the corner. They're a bit too on rails for my liking. Previous games, the Moto3 bikes they weren't as fun as the Moto2, which were my favourite bike, class in the previous games. But I think MotoGP has reclaimed that crown this year. Just love riding MotoGP bikes, even though I have to be so careful. It's so easy to lose the bike. But then you've got these flat tracks that's in coming second at the moment. But we'll see once we ride the 500cc bikes if they make their way up to second again on my list. Normally are second. I do love the 500cc bikes. They have that right amount of give, but also right amount of bite if you mess up. Which I think MotoGP bikes sometimes in the past games have been too much bite. But I guess that's like real life. Once again in this game, you know, the physics are not too different from MotoGP 15. But for some reason I just like the bikes a bit more in this game. The previous iteration. Wonder what they're going to be like in MotoGP 17. Been seeing some of those previous videos that like Team VV have been putting up, Milestone have been putting up. Not much difference, I would say, from this game. It's like physics-wise and, you know, graphics-wise. It's still on the old engine, unfortunately. They're not using the new Unreal 4 engine, which they're using with MXGP3. Of course, you've probably seen on this channel now, by the time this video's gone up. So I was a bit disappointed in not using that across all of their games, you know. They're using it for gravel as well. The new off-road racing game, which is coming out later this year. Definitely could be showing that off as well. As I said, I like my singing sideways sometimes, so... or my racing sideways. I guess my singing sideways as well. As we are on the final lap of this race, by the way. As I start just rambling forever. But yeah, definitely looking forward to Milestone's output this year. After last year, they just put out too much stuff. You know, it started with Seblobe, then you had MXGP2. It feels like ages since MXGP game came out, but it was just last year. I can't believe that when I bothered to actually fact check after my first episode with MXGP2. But yeah, it just came out beginning of 2016. Nobody cared. It felt like no fanfare, at least even from Milestone. I swear there's no fanfare at all. They were just, you know, we've got a Seblobe game coming out. Buy that instead. It's exactly the same with the Ducati 90th Anniversary Edition game. You know, celebrating 90 years of Ducati, one of the premier motorbike producers in the whole world, and you release this game a week after it. So you can't celebrate that fact. Ridiculous for Milestone. And then we had Raito at the end of the year, which they definitely did celebrate, and it's been a fantastically supported game, and it's a pretty good game as well for Milestone. Really has been a step up from their content, it looks like, and we were a step above the rest as well. Look at that 10-second lead we stretched with Rossi in that final stint, make it a 12.6 second win with Rossi and Kev Cam on his Honda and Yamaha. That's a bit of a strange mix. You'll never see them together at the top again, I don't think, in sharing first place. So we have Balego and Big No behind on the KTMs, and then there is the Italian on the KTM and the Frenchman on the TM bike, sharing third and fourth and fifth with Grazia Rossi and Marco Belli on the Yamaha and TM. So success routing at the Enduranch race. It was well worth the wait. Definitely was worth getting excited for. I really did like that, especially that transponder action. And I think I definitely want to do that again, as we improved quite a lot of things. Of course, our physical condition up to 75 now, agility and body position as well. But what a race that was, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did as well riding it. As that is the end of the season, we're going to a new season now. Now we get to choose the team we want to be with for next season, and no surprise, we can choose any team we want now in MotoGP, just like we could before when we switched to Honda. Do we want to change teams again? Do we want to go to Yamaha with our VR46 Academy leader, Valentino Rossi? Do you want to go to the Ducati, which has been kind of my personal favourite of MotoGP 15 and 14? I really do love the Ducati in these games, and I like them in real life as well. I'm a bit biased towards Ducati, no, particularly from, you know, my World Superbike years I've explained in earlier videos. And then we've got Suzuki, which is again a manufacturer I really do like in MotoGP. They're kind of the underdogs in the last decade, and then since they've come back, they've just improved massively. Of course, won last year with Maverick Vinales, and we could be his teammate at Suzuki. And then we've got the customer teams. I don't think we're going to a customer team, no. Even though Ducati has worse performance than Yamaha, only Yamaha and Honda have the top performance. But I think I'm going to change it up. I think I'm going with the Ducati. Why not?
I must admit, you have a remarkable eye for good teams. Great choice.
I'm not sure she's even sure I've changed teams. I swear she said that when I moved to Honda. Here we go, we end in the season. And now we are beginning our new year. And our objective is to get 10th place only. I think we'll do that. Round Qatar. As next time out, we're going to begin season 2.5 on Ducati, running the Sail International Circuit in Qatar. So I hope you've enjoyed this Enduranch fest at the end of the season. I really have enjoyed it, and so I will be back next time out on a MotoGP bike. Thanks for watching, and I will see you then.